here's Brody Brazil.
You know, in terms of drama in Dallas surrounding the NBA team, there really wasn't much of it for so many years. The Mavs started to get good. It was clear the direction they were going, some building blocks, some pieces all coming together. And now this, signs and chants and a movement to fire Nico. That's Nico Harrison, the team's general manager, because of the trade he just made, sending Luka to the Lakers. And the fan base is absolutely beside itself. I mean, they are banding together to try and make this statement and get something out of it. I don't know how you fix this situation. What's done is done. They just kind of want retaliation because of everything that's happened. And in terms of what happened, right? Luka Doncic goes to the Lakers. And I know what you're thinking. Well, this is sports. Players get traded. This is part of being a fan of a team, is that you might lose some games and occasionally you might lose a player to trade. But I understand Mavs fans and why they feel so connected and so sentimental with Luka. This is a player who made his NBA debut at age 19, originally drafted, I think, by the Atlanta Hawks, right? Then came to Dallas, but was Rookie of the Year in the NBA in that very first campaign. He only had ever played for the Mavs before now being a Los Angeles Laker. They called him the next Dirk, right? Dirk Nowitzki was the Dallas franchise icon and cornerstone and most marketable player for, that recent time period. And they thought that Luka was the next Dirk. And they found their guy and they feel comfortable all over again. Not just all of that, but a clutch player on the court in big moments for the team and leadership qualities, a locker room type guy, also some international appeal. They like his style of basketball, a little bit different, stands out. So many reasons why it was like, this is an untradeable player, and you went and traded that player, and for what return and for what reason? And sometimes there's some give and take. Sometimes it's a hard loss of a player, but you instantly see the other side of it. Nobody's really thinking and seeming like the Mavs won this 3-team trade, right? So it's almost like, why exactly did you do this? What ulterior motive must there have been? And now, because of the trade, you've got a Mavs team that is hovering right around the 8th spot in the Western Conference. So on the cusp of a playoff spot this season, you've messed with that. Fans are understandably upset with no real answers. Again, there's no upside to this trade. There hasn't even been much explanation to a lengthy degree. There's no quote or statement or sentence that gets you to say, oh, okay, well, I understand that a little bit better. Some season ticket holders of the Mavs, they've already gone out and requested refunds for the rest of this season. Various reports will tell you that some fans have actually been satisfied in that request, like the team has said, fine, take your money back. But that has still been a little bit disputed. That's a slippery slope for a team to start giving season ticket refunds. Speculation by some that the team has also since denied that the team is being prepared after a recent change of ownership. Mark Cuban is still an owner. He's now a minority owner of the team. But speculation whether the new owners, the new majority owners, were trying to make this move to help move the team and make that part of this process. Again, the team has said that's not the case. And now this Fire Nico, I say slogan or movement or whatever it is, it's all over the place. Fans are, like I said before, getting together behind this. More on them in just a second. But how about Dirk? So the Mavs love Dirk. And Dirk loves the Mavs too. I will always be a Mav for life, he says. But this was him attending Luka's first game as a Laker, but had to come support my guy 77 in the first game of his new chapter. Like, so imagine you're a Mavs fan. You got Luka on the Lakers. You got Dirk going to Lakers games to go see Luka. Right? This rips your heart out. It's not supposed to be like this. This was unnecessary. The Reddit community, the Mavericks Reddit community, has put together basically the movement of fan conduct to say they want fans to go out whenever a timeout was called on the floor, start the chant, fire Nico. I mean, they are very much going right after the fans, telling them what to do, how to do this, and to try and get their message out that they want something back because of this trade. Fans are showing up with fire Nico shirts. Now, that fan was asked to take off the shirt. You can see after entering the metal detectors, the shirt, the fire Nico shirt, is gone. So there's that. You also have now fans courtside. This fan apparently wore that shirt courtside at American Airlines Center, was not kicked out of the game, but I'll tell you in a second about some fans who did get kicked out of the game. So that fan is fine, courtside for all the cameras to see the Fire Nico shirt. Again, that's very prominent. And now this report from WFAA television in Dallas, which said when the American Airlines Center jumbotron, I think this was, Monday night, when they showed fans during a karaoke sing-along on Monday night, one of the fans acted like he was singing, only to then mouth the words, "Fire Nico," on the big screen. He and a friend also had large "Fire Nico" signs. It was pretty clear to see what he was saying. Arena security staff responded to their section and promptly escorted the two fans out of their seats. That's right, kicked them out of the game. We, WFAA Television, asked the Mavericks about the incident and other reports of fans getting the boot, getting ejected from the game, and this is what they said. Quote, "In the first incident, the guest brought in a sign that broke the following rule included in the NBA Code of Conduct: clothing, garments of signs or displaying explicit language, profanity, or derogatory characterization toward any person or persons." The Mavericks also addressed another report of two fans getting kicked out, reportedly for getting into a shouting match with Mark Cuban, the team's former majority owner who still has a stake in the club. Quote, "In the second incident, the fan wore a t-shirt that also broke the rule above, and it was also intoxicated, disruptive, and uncooperative, all listed in the NBA Fan Code of Conduct," Mavericks officials said. So they're confirming that they kicked out fans for wearing Fire Nico shirts and signs and chants and being disruptive. We'll get to some takeaways in just a second. Here's Kevin O'Connor, who covers the NBA, had this on social media. "It's actually so sad," Kevin said, "to see the Mavericks organization crumble, ejecting passionate fans last night. Jason Kidd, their head coach, refusing to speak post-game. No medical update on Anthony Davis, the injured player you just acquired for your 25-year-old face of the franchise. Just disgraceful," Kevin says. Dirk Nowitzki making it known that he was in LA, like we just talked about before. To watch Luka's Lakers debut feels a lot like a statement against this new Dallas regime that has ruined everything for that incredible fan base. I thought that tweet just summed up everything right there and the perspective that a lot of people are feeling. So here's my takeaways. This storyline of the fans going up against the team, initially it was just season ticket refunds. Now it's the signs and getting fans kicked out, and the movement is only intensifying. This storyline is only gaining more steam instead of going away. A proper franchise understands, acknowledges, and finds a way to move on. And whether it's them doing something or sometimes whether it's them doing nothing or allowing the fans to have their voice and not kick them out. Sometimes I don't even have the right answer here. I'm just saying that a proper franchise knows how to, it's not even make this go away. It's let the moment happen and then move on. But this storyline is only intensifying because of the actions. You're telling me the team couldn't predict some of this fan reaction and the negative media press and all this stuff? They couldn't have got ahead of this? If you know only the team knew they were going to trade Luka. That was not on anybody's radar. You really should have figured out the ramifications before you made this move. If you were thinking about it for a while, if you finally just decided to act on it last minute, but at some point you have to predict how your fans are going to react. They are part of your equation and your business. How are they going to react to something like this? I'm one to believe that wearing a shirt, bringing a sign, sending a message for a fan at a game is generally okay. Now, I do believe it can't be obscene, it can't be hurtful, it can't be, there's a line where it gets too personal. But generally, most things, so long as they feel good in public, then they are okay at a game. Now, a team's going to have a different approach on that. This is their arena, this is their broadcast, this is their platform, and now they're having fans come bring signs and chants against one of their own. I guess where I draw the line is this. For a fan, if you truly are intoxicated to the point where you're annoying to others and you can't stop chanting the entire game and you're ruining the experience for everybody else, that's when I'll tell you the fan has crossed that line, the code of conduct and all that stuff. But if you're just kind of peacefully there with your sign and you're standing up at a timeout when fans are on the jumbotron, so I can't say I know at all what happened here. But I'm saying I see both sides of it. I think sending messages is fine, but I also think being annoying and crossing that line at games, I understand the Mavs, if that really is the case, why they ejected some of these fans. And maybe that is what it really was. I don't know. But the real thing here is that there's no fixing the trade. There's no going back on that. Luka is a Laker, right? So what's the ultimate resolution here? Does Nico need to come out with a 10-page apology? And does there need to be some ramifications? How do you fix this? I don't even know. I don't know a lot of the answers here. I'm pointing them out, but I don't even know what a resolution is. I just know that one feels necessary. Otherwise, all of this is only going to compound. And if you think this is bad, I mean, how is this going to be at the end of this season, with or without Mavs playoffs, or next year? I don't think fans are willing to give up on this. It seems like they're pretty entrenched on this message. That's the end of this video. Thumbs up down below. Really appreciate that. Helps me, this video, and this channel. And one more thing, go down there and make sure you are already subscribed to this channel. That way I can definitely see you back here next time.